Never be alone, my friend.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Are you a Kentucky high school sports fan? Do you know where to find the latest news and information on your team, your competition, and high school sports action across the state? Join the fun and excitement at bluegrasspreps.com. You can support your favorite team, test your sports knowledge, and share news and views at bluegrasspreps.com for all the latest on Kentucky high school sports, other sports, and a whole world of lively discussion. Get on board at bluegrasspreps.com.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now.
Welcome back to the Hive here in Versailles. It's Woodford County High School basketball on PrepSpin.com. Darren Douglas along with Matt Calvert. Our producer is the king of stream himself, William Warfield, here tonight on a cold, dismal evening outside in central Kentucky. It is high school basketball at its finest. It's Woodford County and Franklin County. Boys win by one. Miraculously holding on at the end with a shot from Hubbard coming up short for the Flyers. Now it's the girls who take center stage, and both these teams, Mac, on big time, have won. Unlike the boys not winning for 3 games in a row, maybe 4 in the series, each team has enjoyed long winning streaks in this series. Woodford County dating back to 1998-99, 16 in a row. Franklin County on a 12 straight game winning streak in this series, so totally different than the boys.
Okay, we have actually Woodford County, we have 2 coaches that Ryan Wilson in the first game there, and only his second year with the Jackets. And this is the very first year for Steve Jaco, who is Woodford County's girls basketball coach, coming in and replacing the long-time, very successful coach of the Lady Jackets, that being, of course, Jay Lucas. Jay bowing out after he and Bill Hill have run that program forever.
About 30 years.
Yep.
But here's the thing. Jay's not totally bowed out. He's an assistant coach for the women over at Midway College, or excuse me, Midway University now. Over, of course, in Midway, Kentucky. He's just up the road here from where we sit in this building. But you got 2 teams that are both undefeated. Franklin County's only played 2 games so far this season. They have defeated Collins and Lafayette. Lafayette in a really good game earlier this week, 62-58 at home down there in the barn. And then you've got Woodford County coming in at 4-0 on the season. And the Jackets have knocked off Montgomery County convincingly in the opener. Then had to come from behind in the fourth quarter against Frederick Douglass. Then defeated Thomas Nelson out of Bardstown, of course. And then a convincing, or actually a 10-point win on Tuesday night at Western Hills in a gym that no Woodford County team has really played well in. It's a very unusual gymnasium.
I always said it was like playing inside a drum.
Yeah, because
the ball echo, even the ball echoes off.
Even with a crowd in there, the ball, you can still hear the ball bouncing and things, and everybody was sitting down on top of you. They're not down closing you in. They're kind of just down looking down upon you. The way the floor sits in that gymnasium. Cardwell Gymnasium now, by the way, is what it's called. over there at Western Hills. The interesting thing about this, Mac, is Joey Thacker started out at Frankfort High as the head girls basketball coach there. He is now in something like his 15th year at Franklin County, and he is enjoying, like I said, a 12-game winning streak against the Jackets. And unlike the boys' games where they were closer typically, there have been some really lopsided scores in both winning streaks for both schools, and some high-scoring games from individual teams in those blowouts. So you'll see similar styles again with both these teams, and the Jackets really, from talking with Coach Jaco the other day, and for those who are not familiar with Steve Jaco, I'll give you a little bio of him. He was a head coach at Graves County down in western part of the state, and actually wound up, he was the second winningest coach down there, 124-51 down there. He actually played against the Jackets in the state tournament. I believe that was in '98, I think it was, he told me, and just really did a fantastic job down there in the first region, having to deal with Marshall County. And back in those days, Marshall County was the women's program in high school basketball in Region 1. You had to get past them.
And my question was, I saw that he had coached there for 6 years, 1996 to 2001, Darren. I said, well, I can't find any record of him having coached after 2001 until he came to Woodford County, and I'm going, well, where was he during all that time?
Well, he is a military guy. He has spent a couple of tours overseas serving our country as a member of the U.S. Army, and he has seen a couple of tours over there in the Middle East, and that's what he's been doing. And he is, I believe he said his rank is lieutenant colonel. So not only is he a pretty good basketball coach, he's a high-ranking bird. But he is a really great guy, and has brought in a different attitude.
Does he have a military style in his approach to basketball?
From what I hear, he does. And the girls love him, is what I hear. So we'll see how he coaches here in a minute. But interesting, you were talking about the two head coaches for Woodford. Wilson in his second year as the head coach. He spent 4 or 5 years as assistant to Scott Hundley. But one of his assistant coaches is Scott Cromwell, the longtime head coach of the Lady Blue Devils of Henry Clay High School. He got out of coaching for a little while. Somehow, Ryan Wilson was able to sucker him into being an assistant coach on the boys' team this year. And his longtime compadre at the middle school level, the coach of the girls over at the middle school level here in Woodford County, Steve Bruce, who also played here back in the mid to late 80s. He is the girls' #1 assistant coach for Coach Jaco. So,
and Jeff Moffitt,
right? Probably one of the top. No, I won't say probably. He is one of the top 5 basketball players ever to come out of Woodford County High School here on the boys' side. And everybody says he may be the best. I had to guard the best, I think, in Andre Flynn, who, by the way, we want to send our best wishes to Andre and his team down there in Fayette County, Georgia. By the way, Andre still looks like he can play today. I mean, the guy can play.
It's a good model for his players.
Yeah, real good model.
Both character and taking care of the body.
Great guy, and there were many times I spent practice running extra wind sprints because I was attempting to guard Andre Flynn in practice. So much, in fact, my name changed quite a bit out of Coach Gene Kirk's mouth. But I don't know what kind
I would ask you to expand on that, but I don't think you could.
Well, we're on the internet, maybe. But I may lose my job to our boss over here to our left.
Maybe.
But I will say this. I gained a newfound, I don't want to say attitude towards defense. Trying to guard him on a daily basis in practice when I was a sophomore. And that's what I credit Andre for why I became such a good defensive player my junior and senior years of high school. So we've had some good ones here. Jerome Gibbons was pretty good as well.
And I think really Jeff Moffitt is in that category too.
I see the top 5, and
Yeah.
I would probably put Jeff at number 3.
Jeff was actually the best player in the 11th region.
Yes, his
the
senior
year
year.
that the Jackets went, the only year that the Jackets went to the state tournament.
They upset the number 1 team in the region, Henry Clay, in the semifinals, and did it convincingly.
Made the Kentucky All-Star team.
Made the Kentucky All-Star team, and he was actually one of the top 10 players in the state for Mr. Basketball that year. And I'll say Andre and he are 1 and 1A. Andre's the best right-handed player in Woodford County history, Jeff's the best left-handed player.
And I've always marveled the fact that Jeff Moffitt got hurt his junior year and had to sit out most of it. And then he packed a all-state type season into one year.
Yep, you're right.
Just 1 year, he was outstanding.
Yeah. And back, we'll got about 4 minutes before the girls get this one underway. It's Woodford County and Franklin County, the girls' version, on PrepSpin.com.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
What's your starting 5? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingy Beef Jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingy Beef Jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at MingyBeefJerky.com. That's MINGUA beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingy Beef Jerky Meat Sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Back at the Hive, Darren Douglas along with the very eloquent speaking Matt Calvert. Had some friends of mine watching and listening on PrepSpin.com or YouTube if you go directly, and said they love listening to you call a ball game.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's always nice to hear.
Now they said
keeps them be doing this a couple more years.
I actually had a friend of mine ask me, he said, how does he put up with you? If you would, I enjoy listening to Mac. I wish the guy with him would shut up a while. No, Mac and I, you and I have been working a long time together, and we feel like we're back to the old ways of going from football to basketball, and what better way to get back on the beam than Woodford County, Franklin County boys-girls rivalry doubleheader.
Okay, we're about set for the girls' action tonight. And Franklin County is going to be introduced first.
Yep. That's the other thing that's changed, Mac, from when I was in high school here. I look across the way, the band plays the fight song, and we got 3 people standing up and clapping for the fight song. It used to be the entire gymnasium full of Woodford County fans used to stand up and clap for the fight song.
Can't see that number down there.
Well, let's see. It's 1, 20, 23, 33, and 34.
33? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so Franklin County, coached by Joey Thacker, will open this way with his daughter, Josie Thacker, a senior. Kendall Talley is also a senior. Jasmine Simpson, a sophomore. Samaria Leverity is a junior. And Emily Jordan is a senior. That's the starting 5 for Franklin County. For Woodford County, their starting 5 is going to be like this. It'll be Peyton Rose, the senior, will start on the point. Abby Moffitt, a sophomore, and this is a sophomore-laden team for Woodford County, will start at a guard. Number 14 for the Jackets will be Abby Hudson, a sophomore. Number 11 will be the coach's daughter, who I have not seen play yet, Nia Jaco. She is a junior. And on the end of the bench down there is the most highly touted Lady Jacket, at least by the early season coaches polls. That would be 6-footer Delaney Enlow, who set the all-time single-season rebounding record at Woodford County last year.
And you have 3 sophomores, a junior, and a senior. And the senior is Peyton Rose. And get this, Mac, in 4 games, Peyton Rose has gone to the free throw line 28 times. The Jackets have been getting to the foul line a lot. They have shot 95 free throws in the first 4 games. They've hit 59, only shooting 62%. So you got to up that a little bit better. And according to Coach Jaco this afternoon when I got here, they got to the free throw line 31 times the other night against Western Hills. They only hit 20. He said, I want that thing up to 25 out of 31 if I can get it. So we'll see what happens tonight. Franklin County, as I mentioned, on a 12-game winning streak in this series, Mac, dating back to 1998-99. The Jackets, though, from I think it was 2000 to 2012 or something, 8 or something like that, they won 16 in a row.
And Enlow gets the tap. And Franklin County goes man-to-man.
And you'll see them play mostly man-to-man.
And they dump it inside to Enlow. Double team front, but she scores anyway.
Well,
Delaney Enlow has her first 2 points, the sophomore, 2-0 Woodford.
It's going to be a long night for Franklin County and Laverty if you let Enlow catch it that deep.
And Talley throws it back out to
that was
driving
Thacker.
with the left hand, and missing the shot was Jordan. Emily Jordan, a senior.
Now, Jordan came off the bench last year for Franklin County. I mentioned, as well as Josie Thacker, the only starter in the lineup back from the state runner-up team a year ago is number 1 in blue, Talley.
Peyton Rose cuts through. Now the cutter is Hudson. Here's Jaco with it, driving with the left hand. Peyton Rose, very hard-nosed player. Abby Hudson, Franklin County also in the man-to-man. Hudson goes through, and then right behind her.
Nice cut.
Here is Rose. Jaco motions her through.
Woodford's running about 45, 50 seconds in offense right now, man.
They really have. Taking their time here. Enlow now goes low. Wants the ball. Can't get a good defense in there. Fronting her at times.
Got her now, though.
Laverity fronting her.
Yeah, Moffitt missed Enlow. She had him. Good call.
And that's just good defense by
they didn't gamble. They stayed down their defensive step. You're Woodford. If you're Rose there, keep her on the offense. You're going to get what you want because Franklin County's played defense for over a minute. They're going to get tired of staying in that defensive stance.
Well, give them credit. They did stay in the defensive stance.
But you keep running your offense, they'll get tired. This is the girl you got to find if you're Woodford behind the arc.
This is Simpson with it. In the corner, the shot is up by Thacker and good. A 3-pointer by the coach's daughter, Josie Thacker.
Now she can shoot it. Hasn't played as much in her career as she probably would like.
3-2. Oh, ball tipped away and out of bounds. And getting her hand on it and knocking it out for Franklin County was number 1, Kendall Talley.
Talley, 7 of 10, Mac, from behind the arc in the first 2 games. 2-2-1, yeah.
Zone press, and they're going to trap as they come over the midcourt line. And the ball almost taken away. It is. And there is a walking call or a foul from Inlow.
They're going to call a foul. Wow.
They're going to call a push from behind on Delaney Inlow.
And if you're Delaney, you got to not do that.
That's one of those fouls you don't want to see your big girl commit out on the floor.
Well, your best scorer. I mean, yeah, you don't want you give up a foul this early in the ball game by reaching.
And the cutter, there's no foul on that one. That was Simpson going through. I was prepared to hear a whistle. It never blew.
Well, usually when a player takes themselves out on the shooting position, it's usually a play on.
Inlow seems to be the quarterback out there as she keeps getting the plays from the bench. They dump it into her, turns, and goes up in a forest, and she got it.
Well,
she had every Franklin County player surrounding her and scored anyway.
Well, Laverty was doing a nice job of siding her, making it a tough pass, but Inlow kept working. Finally got Laverty pinned behind her, and then made a really nice, quick, decisive move to the basket.
Inlow has all the points. She missed.
This is where she needs to improve. She was 3 of 13 from the foul line the other night.
4-0 Woodford County. Or check that, 4-3. Got to count Thacker's three-pointer. Here's Talley with it.
Good job by Rose.
And Simpson. Here driving with it is Jordan, and it's picked off. Woodford County going the other way.
Looked like it hit off the backside of a jacket defender. That would have been Hudson.
Inlow, they surround her. She has to kick it back out to Moffitt. Woodford County taking its time with a 1-point lead, 4-3.
Still man-to-man. This is an interesting matchup. Talley guarding Moffitt.
And Moffitt dragged her foot. Turnover, and Franklin County has made the Jackets, by way of just tough half-court defense, man-to-man, turn it over twice.
Well, you got Moffitt, the sophomore, got a little indecisive. Coach Jake O'Holler jump stop. That's what most players don't do these days, that jump stop.
Simpson for 3, missed it, and Inlow's up for the rebound. As I said, Inlow, the single-season all-time leader rebounder last year, and she didn't just break the record, she crushed the record by about 100-and-something rebounds.
Who'd she beat?
I'm not sure about that. Here's Moffitt from the corner.
That's Jaco.
Oh, Jaco, I'm sorry. Missed it. Woodford County got the rebound. And here's Rowe. Oh, Moffitt. Nope, she missed it and rebounded in there by Franklin County.
Well,
coming up court is Jordan. In the corner, Talley will release it, and she missed it. Rebound going onto the floor there, and Hudson is trapped and may be fouled. Yes, she is.
That's on Laverty.
33, Laverty will pick up the foul, and for Laverty, that will be her first and the team's first.
Interesting move by Coach Joey Thacker. His leading rebounder, Laster, who's just come into the ballgame, 35 in blue, did not start the ballgame. She pulled down 21 rebounds in 2 games, averaging 10.5 through the first 2.
Patience Laster.
Half-court trap here, Mac, from got to get it across.
Yeah, they're playing catch out there with it. Finally got it across. Moffitt will drive baseline and try to force her way through. She draws a foul.
Well, Woodford was close to a 10-second call. Joey Thacker wanted it. I'm not so sure how close they were to it.
And the foul's going to be on 35 for Franklin County. That is Laster, as you were saying, for her first, team second.
Well, Woodford missing their first 2 free throws of the ball game. Moffitt is 12 of 19 coming into this ball game tonight from the foul line.
And she missed her first one, and the second one is too hard. And Franklin County's going the other way. Here's Jordan with it. Back and forth with the hands. Goes to the basket with the left hand. Missed it. Rebounded again by Delaney Inlow. And the Jackets in the white tonight. Flyers in the blue. Woodford County up by 1. Rose has it tipped. And it's lost out of bounds. I think Moffitt touched it last, trying to get the tipped ball.
Got to be strong with the basketball. That turnover is going to go on Moffitt, but I wish there was some way you could give half a turnover to both Rose and Moffitt, because it was a very lazy pass from Rose to Moffitt.
Popping out is Thacker. Inside it goes to Laverty. She turns on the basket, and I think Laverty reached in there and hit it out of bounds last. It'll be Woodford County's basketball.
But you saw exactly what Joey Thacker did with Laverty in the ball game. They went right at Delaney Inlow, who's already got 1 foul. This half-court trap caused Woodford County troubles a minute ago.
Inlow's a little deep as the middle person.
Wow.
And it is a 10-second
As
violation.
long as that 10-second call was a minute ago, I think it was just as quick this time.
Don't you think Enlow's a little too deep?
Well, somebody has to come post in the middle.
There's no middle person.
Well,
if Enlow doesn't come up, there really isn't a middle person.
Well, here's where you want Enlow, down on that block.
Yeah.
You don't want her in the middle of the floor holding the handle of the
They
basketball.
didn't have any release to the middle.
Yeah, you need Moffitt or Jaco or somebody there in the middle.
And Woodford steals. Enlow came up with a steal. Rose the other direction will drive. Kick back. Moffitt for three. Missed it. Rebounded and taken away. Hudson had that ripped right out of her hand. And back to the three-point line and a shuffle step.
On Welsh.
And that will be on 12 Welsh for Franklin County.
Same way with
Julia Welsh, a junior.
Didn't see a lot of action last year, but of course Franklin County had all those seniors.
Popping to the baseline and putting it up is no good. That's Jaco with a miss. Franklin County the other way, trailing by one, going to the basket and missing. Enlow going after the rebound, picks it off the floor. She's already got a bunch of rebounds in this first quarter. Rose will drive and draw the foul from Talley.
Got bailed out there by the reach-in by Talley.
Peyton Rose is a tough customer, and if you give her a lane to the basket, she will take it, as she did right there. So Talley with the foul, and Rose will shoot two. For Talley, that's her first, and that's the teams. I have them with three, but scoreboard has them with four.
22 of 28 coming in, 79% from the foul line.
And we're 0 for 4.
She hit the first one just now.
Oh, she did hit that.
Yes.
One. Okay. Now we're 1 for 4. Rose back at the line.
Going to get Enlow out to
one of 3 seniors on this team,
but the only senior in the lineup. Yeah, 79% for.
And she missed that one too hard.
I jinxed her.
5 to 3. Jackets by 2.
The old broadcast jinx.
And number 5 for Franklin County,
Nevaeh Carter.
Is Carter.
He had a pretty good game in game number 1 against Collins, and then just almost like she wasn't even in the gymnasium against Lafayette.
Casey Abel is checked in for Woodford County, number 30.
Along with Harlow.
And driving, and there's a push and a foul by Abel. That's number 1, is the sophomore Abel, just into the ball game. Makes her mark in the scorebook.
You can already tell the officiating crew calling a little tighter here in the girls' game than they did in the boys' game. That hand check wasn't called near as much.
And they give it right back as Thacker had a moving screen going.
Well, that's on Welsh. She didn't give Thacker a chance to set the screen before she cut.
And so Franklin County now the 1-2-2, trapping along the mid-stripe. And Rose had trouble releasing it, now throws it out of bounds. Boy, this zone press has caused Woodford County a problem.
Yeah, it's just a half-court trap, Mac. They're meeting them right at the timeline, and actually the point guard, which is Talley, is getting a little bit higher or deeper into the backcourt and forcing Rose to go one way or the other.
Here driving,
nice
and
pass.
That is to Laster, and she's got it.
Nice pass. And I believe that was Burnett that made the pass.
So Laverity, I'm sorry, I called her Laster there.
No, that's Laster. 35.
35?
Yeah.
Okay. I did call her right. 5 all, and we have a whistle inside.
Nope, foul on the jump shot. Welsh. Foul Jaco.
And Welsh with the foul.
And Jaco's a pretty good foul shooter.
It's going to be her first.
In her former school. She's only 1 of 8.
Jaco lets it go. Too hard.
Right now. She's right there on the stripe, Mac, if our viewers will see out there. The problem is she needs to move, maybe step back a half step. Or
who did she play for last year?
I'm not sure where he came from. I think he may have been from
Still in Graves County?
Possibly. I'm not sure.
Jaco, a junior, Back of the stripe. Again, it's too hard, but this one bounces and goes in.
Got the shooter's touch there.
Yep.
She's got too good looking of a form on her release to be that poor foul shooter.
6'5". They still haven't put her free throw on the board yet.
Trying to figure out how to do it there. They got it.
And putting it up, no good. Here rebounding, and Franklin County, here is Talley at the buzzer. Got it. And it's a 3. So Kendall Talley, with time running out, hits a 3 at the buzzer, and Franklin County takes an 8-6 lead at the end of the first quarter.
Got a replay going on here, and that's the one girl that you can't leave free if you're Woodford County. Kendall Talley, the sharpshooting senior guard for Coach Joey Thacker.
The Woodford
I want to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love...
Back to the Hive, home of the Woodford County Yellow Jackets. Girls team tonight hosting a district rival in Franklin County. Jackets come in with a perfect record of 4-0. And the Flyers come in with a perfect record of 2-0. You know, every team that has played tonight, Darren, except for the Franklin County boys, has had a perfect record.
Yeah, and that's kind of unusual couple of losses by Franklin County's boys. One unexpected, Spencer, who's pretty good, but they actually lost their, they beat Spencer. Nice block by Enlow.
And it goes out of bounds, and it will go to Woodford County.
You're going to watch the replay of Enlow. She came over on the help side defense and got it, I believe, the offhand or left hand. And the Jackets ball on the last touch by Franklin County. Here's this half-court trap or three-quarter trap that has handled Woodford County. That's not a good pass. Got to bounce it.
And it looked like Carter got a hand on it.
Yeah, and then she stepped on the sideline as she tried to control it.
So Woodford County will have it on the side, and Franklin County is really loading up on the trapping pressure, and it's causing a lot of deflections and chances at loose balls and steals. Hudson is surrounded, and
timeout Woodford County.
That was nearly a foul.
That's that rule, Mike, I wish they've changed at the high school and college level. Make the 5 players on the floor think a little bit. Call timeout if you have to, but make the players make that call. It's kind of like no calling timeout if you're in the air going out of bounds at the college level. I think they should put that in the high school game as well.
Yeah, I agree.
But put the onus on the players on the floor to call timeout if they need to, if they get trapped like that. Because you hurt the defense. If the defense has played solid defense for 4 seconds, you don't get a 5-second call because the coach over here calls timeout. I think it takes away from the game a little bit, makes the players not as culpable to what they're doing on the floor.
All right.
Am I being too hard there?
No, I don't think so.
You agree with that rule change?
I agree with you. I think that would be something that they need to be able to recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Here is Moffitt. Rose back to Moffitt.
Got to be ready to shoot, does Abby.
And they try to throw to Delaney, and it's knocked away. That was a terrible pass there. Laverity picked it off easily.
Yeah, you
And Laverity's shot is no good, and it's pulled down there by Abel.
You can't throw over top of a defender fronting, because.
And a hop step by Rose as she pulled to a stop. And that'll be another turnover.
Peyton's got to slow down a little bit. She's getting too fast, too much ahead of herself. Slow down. Control the tempo. Do what you're supposed to do with the basketball. You're a senior. You've been here, done that.
Right. Here's Talley with it. Off the screen.
I don't know how many times you leave that little crow hop to a shooter. One time you'll call a walk, the next time you won't.
Shannon Brunette is in for Franklin County.
She's been in for a while. She's number 10 in blue.
Tie up there, and it'll be Franklin County's basketball. 6:25 left in the first half, and only an 8-6 low-scoring game here at the Hive.
Neither team burning it up offensively.
No, but a defensive gem, especially by Franklin
This
County.
is the pitcher's duel.
Here's Laverity, backs up and shoots. No good. Good block out by Enlow. But the ball goes out of bounds. I thought maybe they get Laverity for an over-the-back foul there, but it was not coming. And in comes Josie Thacker for Franklin County. And back in for the Flyers is Patience Laster. And they replace
Brunette and Carter.
Brunette and Carter, okay. Enlow at the free throw line.
I'm not doing a very good job of picking up numbers for you, am I? Sorry. Boy, Enlow's got to get better for free throws.
Enlow had 4 of the 6 points. Here's Hudson for 3, and she rings the bell.
I tell you what, Enlow could break a lot of scoring records if she shoots the ball better from free throw line.
So Abby Hudson, a sophomore, gets her first 3 and the game's first 3. Here's Laster, and she got it blocked by Enlow. The other way we go. Hudson to the middle of the floor.
Give it to her. There
Over
she is.
to Moffitt, inside to Enlow. Everybody collapses on her. She misses the shot.
Got to put it up on the glass.
Boy, does she draw attention in there.
Got to get it up on the glass. So if she puts it up on the glass, that's an easy 2.
Back to the corner. Talley wide open. Nobody got over there, and Woodford County paid for it.
You better find number 1 in blue. Back to the 2-2-1 press.
Kendall Talley with 6 points, 2 threes. 11-9 Franklin County. Woodford County breaks the press, and here's Hudson driving. Stop, jump, bank shot, good.
Good job. Really good job by Hudson there.
Hudson attacking the basket. She's got 5 points.
You know, we talked about this sophomore class for Woodford County. Guess what? This is not their best sport. That's on the softball diamond.
Yeah.
Isn't that scary?
Yeah, it's scary, all right. Here's Talley with it.
And maybe the best of the group might be Abel.
Simpson on the drive, and I think Enlow just measured that one.
Yeah.
She was going to let her come in there, and she whacked it with her left hand out of bounds.
As a big, you're just drooling when you see a guard come in there.
She said, I'm not going to go out and get you. If you come in here, I'm going to whack your shot, and she did it.
I've had a few of those go off my forehead.
Here is Jordan giving off to Laster. Had it blocked, gets it back, puts it up, no good. And Enlow. Boy, Enlow is a basketball collector in there, isn't she?
Yep, according to our producer here.
And Rose trying to draw a foul.
No, that's not a good play by Peyton there. She's got to realize you can't go in there against Lassiter. She's like Enlow on the other end for Franklin County.
I'm saying Enlow just, when she's inside, it's her basketball. Driving is Talley, cut off. Simpson, and stepping inside the passing lane, Woodford almost stole it. And now on the drive, we have a foul. And the foul is on, are they calling it on Enlow? I thought they said 50-something.
Is it on Enlow? I don't know. The announcer didn't say it, the PA guy.
I thought it looked like 50. Oh, Enlow just took it right out of the air. Up court to Hudson.
May have been
and
on
a
Moffitt.
Foul is on Simpson, I believe.
May have been on Moffitt, Mac, instead of, or it could have been on Hudson because they both have 4s at the end of their numbers.
Simpson with her first foul, and Abby Hudson will step to the free throw line. She has 5 points all in this quarter. It's 11-11 and a game a chance to give Woodford County the lead. And another hard one.
She was only 5 of 10 from the foul line coming in.
Woodford hitting the back of the rim. As a team tonight, they're just shooting the ball too hard at the free throw line.
Free throw line has been Woodford's Achilles heel all year. The only close game they had was Western Hills and almost cost them the game, according to Coach Jaco, even though they went up winning by 10.
There's Talley with a three, a rainbow, and she's got it. That's 3 threes for Kendall Talley and 9 points, and it's 14-11 in favor of the Flyers. And then going the other way, Talley looks like she commits the foul here on Rose.
I don't know. Couldn't tell.
I think it was. That would be
I have
her
no
first.
idea. I have no idea. The PA guy's not giving fouls now. I don't know why.
Peyton Rose at the free throw line.
So I didn't see the official give it. We missed the hand signal. We usually, boy, Woodford's just leaving points at the foul line, Mac.
And that was off the side of the rim. Thacker driving. Back off there to Carter. Here's
you better
Talley.
step up. You better step up.
Yeah, Abby didn't step up, but Talley didn't release it. Here's Thacker. Overshot that one. Ball loose on the floor, and there's Enlow.
Enlow gets both hands on it. Forget it. You're not, if you're Frank County, you're
You
not
don't-
getting it.
You don't want to be close to Enlow.
Well, you're not getting
when
it.
she
She gets
goes
her
after the ball. And then there's an
Carter
air
got a piece-
ball.
No, Carter got a piece of that one.
And we're going the other way. And Carter steps out of bounds with it, trying to go up for an air ball. Things are a little bit ripping and roaring and fast and sloppy here at the moment.
This is the 8th grader, Leanne Way, coming in for Franklin County, 32 in blue.
And she replaces Jordan for Franklin County.
Neither-
2:47 to go in the first half.
Both teams will play about 8.
Hudson hangs on to it, now throws a pass to the middle to Moffitt that was picked off. Moffitt got her hand on it, and Woodford stole it and then gives it right back.
Well, Moffitt's got to come meet the pass. She's trying to run away from the pass. You see that on the you got to come back and meet the pass, young players. Don't make the pass longer when it should be a short, crisp pass. You should come back and meet the basketball.
Carter on the drive against Hudson.
Well, that went right over Rose's head. If she's got
Kick back and raking down on the ball there and getting the body was Peyton Rose.
and that ball went right over Rose's head on the pass. If she's watching the basketball and her player she's assigned to guard defensively, she's got that as an interception going the other way. And then she compounds the problem by making a foul.
Talley.
Now you send a young lady to the free throw line who is deadly.
Now that's the first free throw for Franklin County tonight.
Yep.
And it's 15-11. Still haven't put it on the scoreboard. Somebody must be learning the scoreboard tonight. Talley's free throw is good. That's 11 points.
Well, it looks like a guy I graduated high school with.
They're still one short. It should be 16-11.
Mr. Harlow. Mr. Harlow.
There, they got it 16-11.
That pass
Abel had it knocked back to her, and then driving is Moffitt, and she draws a foul from Carter.
Well, Woodford's doing what they need to do to get to the foul line. But.
But.
What are they, 1 of 5?
They're not cashing in.
What are they from the foul line, Matt?
There was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 out of 10? Could that be correct? 2 out of 11?
If you get into a.
Moffitt's 0 for 3. Yeah, for a. And that one kicks out. 0 for 4.
Boy, I'm telling you.
Moffitt has not scored so far.
Jackets are leaving a ton of points on the board.
And wide open in the corner, but missing it. But nobody on the other end to rebound and putting it in.
Well,
for Franklin County was Laster.
Nobody dropped on the backside for Woodford defensively.
Laster had an easy one. Woodford County was not there. Here's Rose to the corner. Shot away. No good by Jaco, but it's knocked out of bounds. And Woodford County will retain possession. We have 1:45 left on the clock, first half.
Well,
and Franklin County has extended its lead to 18-11.
Can't
And a
force.
lob inbounds is knocked away from Enlow. And Tally's going the other way with it.
You had 3 blue jerseys around there, and you're trying to force it to her. You can't do that if you're Woodford.
And a traveling violation against Franklin County across the way. That was Way, who's checked in just a moment ago.
You know, you coached basketball for several years at the middle school girls level. If you are the opposing coach trying to deal with in-law, what are you going to do? You're going to commit as many defenders as you can around her.
Yep. I'm going to front her, and I'm going to play. I'm going to soften up the backside.
Well, Woodford's trying to force it into her.
And play behind her a little bit.
Yeah. Woodford's trying to force it into her, and let her get set. Let her come across the lane and get set and pin her defender before you ever try to throw her the ball.
Driving kickoff, and here is a shot good by Lester. She's got 6 points, and Franklin County has built a 9-point lead. With 1:01 to go in the first half, it's Franklin County 20, Woodford County 11. And so they have ripped off a bunch of points in a row here, Darren.
Yeah, we're watching the block by Jaco down here. Or, I'm sorry, with in-law with the left hand. But going back to the other end, Mac, offensively for Woodford, you're trying to force it into in-law. Yes, you know that she has got an advantage offensively over anybody Franklin County can put in on her. But what Joey Thacker's doing now and his staff, they're dropping people back into her lap from the guard, and they're coming from down opposite down as well, okay? You got 3 blue shirts around in-low. You got, number 1, you got to start hitting some outside shots. Number 2, you can't throw the ball to in-low or any big coming on the far side from the right block across the lane while she's on the move and be a bounce pass. You've got to let her set up and pin her defender behind her.
And this is in-low caught it, and she draws a lot of attention there. Jaco, corner to Moffitt, dribbles out of a potential trap. Jaco goes baseline, and she is pushed.
Yeah,
and we'll go to the free throw line.
Missed the first one from Way, and then they got her with the second one. That's that freedom of movement foul. And if there was one that knocked Jaco off her path to where she was wanting to go, that's the call there.
Double bonus for Jaco. She is 1 of 2. She's hit 1 of the 2 free throws. And this is, if they just hit their free throws, Darren, this is still a tight game.
It's either a tight game or they're ahead. You know, and when you're 2 of 13 from the foul line, that is not good. That was, and they shoot free throws every day when they're tired after, at the end of practice.
Way went out and Welsh comes in.
That looked a lot better there.
And Jaco hits.
Why is the clock running without?
34 seconds.
The ball inbounded, though, Mac. It ran 3 seconds off before the ball was ever touched inbounds.
20-12, Franklin County, 28 seconds, and the Flyers.
Going to hold for the last shot. We got a stoppage of play. We got
something on the floor.
Yeah, called a skittle.
Oh.
Or a piece of, it looks maybe sound like a coin of some type, maybe.
And Abby Hudson just picks it up and throws it into the crowd. 20-12. Coming back across the line is Talley. 16 seconds. Still has it with 13.
I'm going to tell you right now, Talley or Thacker's going to get a shot here, and Thacker going to let it fly. Boy, you got it.
Thacker hasn't shot much in the first half, but that was a 3.
Why is the clock stopping? Doesn't stop on high school ball. Moffitt's got to let one fly.
Is that Moffitt?
Yep.
Moffitt with a 3 to end the half. And that's her first shot that she see falling tonight. And the score at halftime is Franklin County 23, Woodford County 15. Franklin County outscored the Jackets in that corner 15-9.
As we go to break here, Mac, you see the first 3 by Joey Thacker. Jaco's got to get a hand up. She didn't have her hands high. And then the one that gave Woodford maybe a little momentum heading into the locker room. The sophomore Abby Moffitt hits a 3-pointer to give the Jackets maybe a little momentum going in at halftime. But the Jackets have got to hit the ball at the free throw line. We'll be back in just a moment here to the Hive at Woodford County on PrepSpin.com.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Same or next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game.
All S, all P, all O, R-T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
Back here at the Hive, we're at halftime, where the Jackets trail Franklin County in the girls' game tonight, 23-15. Darren Douglas, Matt Calvert, William Moorfield. We're going to have halftime highlights. Enjoy the first half highlights of Franklin County, Woodford County. Over at Midway College, or excuse me, Midway University now. Of course, and you'll see them play mostly man-to-man.
And they dump it inside to Enlow. Double team front, but she scored.
This is the girl you got to find if you're Woodford behind the arc.
This is Simpson with it. In the corner, the shot is up by Thacker and good. Low. Seems to be the quarterback out there as she keeps getting the plays from the bench. They dump it into her. Turns and goes up in a forest, and she got it. Ball.
Got to be strong with the basketball. That
direction will drive. Kick back. Moffitt for three. Missed it. Rebounded and taken away. Here driving,
nice
and
pass.
that is to Laster, and she's got it.
Nice.
Here rebounding, and Franklin County, here is Tally at the buzzer. Got it. And it's a three.
Charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered for
good, but they actually lost their, they beat Spencer. Nice block by Enlow.
And it goes out of bounds.
Enlow's got to get better for free throws.
Enlow had 4 of the 6 points. Here's Hudson for 3, and she rings. And the sophomore gets her first 3 and the game's first 3. Here's Laster, and she got it blocked by Enlow.
Up on the glass. That's an easy 2.
Back to the corner. Tally wide open. Nobody got over there, and Woodford County threes. 11-9 Franklin County. Woodford County breaks the press, and here's Hudson driving. Stop, jump, bank shot, good.
Good job. And maybe the best of the group might be Abel.
Simpson on the drive, and I think Enlow just measured that one.
Yeah.
She was going to let her come in there, and here is Jordan giving off to Laster. Had it blocked, gets it back, puts it up, no good.
Is it on Enlow? I don't know. The announcer didn't say it, the PA guy.
I thought it looked like fit. Oh, Enlow just took it right out of the air.
Achilles heel all year. The only close game they had was Western Hills and almost cost them the game, according to Coach Jaco, even though they went up winning by 10.
There's Tally with a 3, a rainbow, and she's got it. That's 3 threes for Kendall. Scored so far.
Jackets are leaving a ton of points on the board.
And wide open in the corner, but missing it, but nobody on the other end to rebound.
And get set and pin her defender before you ever try to throw her the ball.
Driving, kickoff, and here is a shot good.
Right now, Tally or Thacker's going to get a shot here, and Thacker going to let it fly. Boy, you got it.
Thacker hasn't shot much in the first half, but that was a 3.
Why is the clock stopping? Doesn't stop on high school ball. Moffitt's got to let one fly.
Is that Moffitt?
Yep.
Moffitt with a 3 to end the half.
Back here at the Hive, Darren Douglas, Mac Calvert, the play-by-play guy here on PrepSpin for Woodford County. 36 years you've been doing this. Am I correct?
Yep.
Wow.
36.
That just means one thing. We're old. Right? No, I'm kidding.
No, we've just been doing it a long
time. Mac doesn't look any different than he did the day I met him.
Oh.
Way back those many years ago.
Oh, don't I?
But Mac, we were talking here at halftime how Woodford and Franklin County both have left game, points on the floor, and you can't miss as many free throws as Woodford has in the first half, 3 of 13, and expect to win a ball game.
Well, when you go to the free throw line 13 times and your opponent only goes twice, and you only lead in free throw shooting by one made free throw, you got a problem.
And you're down 8.
Yeah. I mean, they only had 2 free throws in the first half, but they had 5 3-pointers, and Tally had 3 of them.
Well, see, that's the problem that you run into, and this is a big problem, a pet peeve of mine, and you know it. If you can't step up to that line, now they call them charity tosses, but in the old days they were called free throws. Why? There's nobody standing in front of you. Sure, there are people lined up along the lane line, but there's nobody standing in front of you.
I think Woodford County took the throw part into heart, Darren, because throwing a basketball is much different than shooting a basketball.
I think you're right.
They're throwing it at the basket.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach Dennis Johnson's trying to run kids off the floor here. Nobody's listening to him. Put the balls away and get off the floor.
Okay, so let's take a look at the scoring for the first half. First of all, for the visiting Franklin County Lady Flyers, who lead it by a score of 23-15. Kendall Talley had 3 of their 5 3-point shots, and she had 8 of her 11 total points in that second quarter as the Flyers built as much as a 9-point lead at 20-11 was their largest lead. So Tally with 11 points, 6 points apiece, and only 3 Flyers have scored. Lester had 6, and Josie Thacker had a 3 in each quarter for 6 points. So they've just had 3, and they've played a lot of people. They only have 3 players that have scored in this ball game. For Woodford County, the Jackets have a fairly balanced scoring, led by Abby Hudson, who had all 5 of her points in the second quarter, including 1 of the Jackets' 2 3-point shots. 4 points on 2 field goals for Delaney Enlow. I have her 0 for 1 from the free throw line. I had Hudson 0 for 1 from the free throw line. We had 3 points for Abby Moffitt, but that was a 3 right at the buzzer that cut the lead to 8 points. We also had 2 points to Nia Jaco on 2 for 4 from the free throw line. And Peyton Rose had 1 point on 1 for 3 from the free throw line. And just to mention, Abby Moffitt, a good shooter, she's 0 for 4 from the free throw line.
Well, here's my theory, Mac, and our viewers can see it to the left side of the screen and to the right side of the screen as both teams warm up here at halftime. There's 1 player for both teams that's right now at the free throw line shooting free throws. Who do you see? Peyton Rose.
Yep.
Every shot she's attempted, she came out of the locker room, has been right from the foul line.
They should have all been at the free throw line.
Somebody, see, that's the other thing too. You may practice it at the end of practice, and every coach will do that at the end of practice. Some of them will do it in the middle of practice and then also at the end of practice. But that is a lost art form. The only player out of 30 players that are dressing here tonight, Peyton Rose took every shot coming out of the locker room at halftime at the foul line.
You can't dismiss the importance of free throws.
No, sir.
If they're free,
ask Franklin County.
You can take advantage of it.
Ask Franklin County. They had a 4 overtime game in the semifinals last year of the state basketball tournament. I listened to the call of that game. I was exhausted because neither team could hit free throws down the stretch of regulation and then the first 3 overtimes. Franklin County finally hit every free throw they took in the 4th overtime.
All right, Franklin County and Woodford back on the floor.
And it may cost, now you're going to need to be, fresh and everything like that. Franklin County was exhausted going into Sunday afternoon's championship game against a very talented Mercer County team, who, by the way, ranked number 1 in the top 10 in the country.
And speaking of rankings, these Jackets are ranked 7th in preseason in the 11th region. Kicked out of bounds by Laverity. It will go back. Scott County has the number 1.
Yeah, they got everybody back.
Yeah, preseason. Lafayette is number 2. Franklin is number 3. Dunbar was 4. Henry Clay is 5. And Madison Central 6. Those are the teams ahead of Woodford County. As Franklin County knocks it out of bounds again, it will come back to Woodford.
Woodford, instead of moving the basketball, passing it, they're trying to dribble it around this half-court trap that Franklin County's throwing at them.
And, of course, it's
better ball movement.
Yeah, and here's Hudson, who's made a 3, and another. That is 8 points for Abby Hudson, 2 3-point shots, and the Jackets are back within 2. Oh,
5. Yeah, great ball movement. Great ball movement, but see what happens when you move the ball?
You score.
But you move the ball with that. That's a walk.
You would think. Jordan pump fake. There's Tally over Peyton. No good. And there's that end low to grab it out of the air.
She was almost too far underneath the basket to grab the rebound, but she was able to, that long wingspan, to reach back and corral it.
They have to find Enlow inside. Here's a shot. Good by Moffitt. And the Jackets start out with 2 threes in the second half, and they're back within 2 at 23-21.
Could throw a rock in the ocean behind the arc in the first half.
And a bad pass is picked off by Jaco. Jackets with a chance now to tie or take the lead with a 3. This will be a 3, and Rose missed it.
Don't need that shot right there. You've had 2 wing players hit threes. Move the ball, get that wing player a shot.
Jordan drives into the lane, met by Enlow, kicks it back out. Simpson no good, and the long rebound is taken by Hudson. Hudson 1-on-5, and got it! No! I was sure that was going to drop.
That thing was 3/4 of the way down and came out.
And she'll go to the free throw line. She had nobody else to throw to, and there were 5 Franklin County players chasing her. 2 shots for Hudson.
Woodford County coming out with a lot more energy this time.
Oh, for sure.
In this half from the locker room, and would you like to be a fly on the wall?
Hudson now with a chance to get her double-digit game here with 10 points if she can hit this free throw, and the Jackets missed it. Rebounded by Laverity. Here
Still
comes
trail by
Franklin
1 because
County.
of it too.
Again, up, but now only 1. They leave Thacker open. That's not a good thing to do, but she missed it off the back iron. And rebounded by the Jackets, who have a chance now again to take the lead. Enlow, free throw line, jumper, good! And the Jackets have the lead. Enlow with 6 points.
A 9-0 run to come out of the locker room for the Jackets, Mac.
They are hot.
Good possession. Franklin County's a really good possession.
But as you say, it might have been hotter in the locker room at halftime. Running the weave. Here is in the corner Laverity. Might have walked. Takes it to the other side of the rim and just kind of threw it up there.
Took her way out. Should have used the glass, Mac.
Yeah. Here is Rose in the corner. Moffitt. Now she'll put the ball on the floor, and she is fouled by Laverity on the reach in. Laverity has committed her second foul, and that's 2 team fouls in this half, and Laster will take Laverity's place. Laster had 6 points in the first half. Only 3 Flyers scored in that first half. The inbounds pass taken. Jaco turns and puts it in.
But they tried to lob it again into the Enlow, Mac, with 3 blue jerseys around her. You can't do that.
And the deflection went right into the hands of Jaco. 26-23, Jackets by 3. Here is Simpson with a left-hander, spins, and off the glass, no good. Saved by Laster. She was on the baseline.
It was on the end line there.
And that will be a turnover. And the Jackets have come out of this locker room, Darren, with an 11-0 spurt in the first 3.5 minutes of this third quarter. And they have taken a 3-point lead. Now they go patient on offense. Jaco in the corner with it. Enlow. Jaco driving, had it blocked, gets it back. They're all over her, and they blocked the shot.
Yeah, she's
and
got to
Laster
jump.
pulled it out of the air.
She tried to shoot that one flat-footed.
They got to get in low some touches in there. She's got to go to the block and want the ball. Here's a shot by Simpson from the corner. Missed it. Long rebound is taken by Tally. Thacker fakes, drives. Nobody picked her up, and she just goes in uncontested. I thought Enlow might step in, and she decided not to. Here's a shot by Jaco. No good. Enlow tried to
tip it out.
It didn't work. 1 point lead, and Franklin County's going to lose it out of bounds. Got a little bit in a hurry that time.
That's a tough bounce pass, too.
Casey Abel will check in for Jaco. And for Franklin County, Welsh for Simpson. 26-25, the Jackets with a 1 point lead, erasing an 8-point halftime deficit. Hudson on the drive. Tally cuts her off, circles back. Here's Rose out front. Corner, Hudson thought about a shot, now drives baseline, kicks it far side, and it gets away from Abel out of bounds.
Waited too late. She looked up and saw her, and then by the time she decided to pass it, a Franklin County player flashed in front of Abel.
26-25, Jackets by 1.
It's tough for young players to see that and react to it, though, Mac.
Jordan handling it, gets a screen from Laster. Here's Welsh. Tally thought about it, puts the ball on the floor, dishes off underneath, blocked by Enlow.
She had 6 of them in the first half. She's got 7 now, Mac.
Laster had it blocked. Woodford County. Exchange of passes. Hudson drives and guzzles it in. Abby Hudson has had a really good third quarter.
I think
28-25. Welsh from 3. No. And the Jackets get the long rebound as Moffitt took it away from Welsh, and then and it's getting a little hectic now as Rose tried to hit Hudson on the wing with it, and it threw it out of bounds.
Coach Jaco saying it's okay, but Peyton needs, again, you got a 3-point lead, slow it down.
Jordan, double team momentarily. Welsh takes it in there and is fouled. And
Enlow. That's number 2, though.
Yep. So Enlow will pick up her second foul. Her first one was way back early in the opening quarter. Welsh, who's not scored, now has. Did she shoot that? And Welsh hits both of them. Julia Welsh now with her first 2 points. And it's 28-27. Again, half-court pressure, trapping just across the mid-stripe. Abel dumps it into Enlow. Trouble, far side. Hudson hit as she shoots, no good. Foul underneath. Was against
Moffitt.
23 Moffitt.
24
Moffitt, wearing her dad's number. Her first foul.
Oh, my goodness.
And Enlow reaches in there and whacks it.
That's 9 block shots from
on
Enlow.
Laster.
She's a basket away and a block away from a triple-double.
And here's Moffitt for 3. Missed it and poked out of bounds by Carter. We'll come back to Woodford County. Jackets by 1, 28-27, 2:04 remaining in quarter number 3.
Double team.
Enlow, they're just sagging on her inside. Here they get Hudson from the corner. She missed it.
Got to use your legs.
That was a time, and they overthrow Thacker out of bounds. Another turnover.
Well,
now they did. After the ball came back out in the corner, she should have put it right back to Enlow.
Yeah, but Hudson's open. She's got the hot hand. She's got to use her legs, though. She didn't use her legs.
Inside, here's Enlow, gets it deep and puts it in.
She gets it there, you can forget it.
Enlow now with 8 points.
Okay.
30-27.
She was 2 baskets away. Are you sure she scored a while ago in this third quarter?
I have her with 2 field goals in this quarter.
Okay.
And a walking violation as Franklin County turns it over again. Jaco is back in, replacing Hudson, and we're also getting for Franklin County Welsh
And Burnett
coming out, and Shannon Brunette, a junior, has checked in. Now the pressure, Darren, becomes 2-2-1 full court.
Yep, they're extending it. I think Joey Thacker thinks right now this is a momentum boost.
But Woodford got through it, and Moffitt draws a foul from Laster.
If Laster just stands there, that's going to be a charge on Moffitt because Moffitt was out of control.
I got 2 on Laster, and Moffitt, who has struggled at the free throw line, Darren, 0 for 4, now goes to the stripe, and she'll get 2. 0 for 5.
Rushing.
She's looks at her dad over there and steps back up to the free throw line.
Her dad just tells her to relax.
Foul shot is too hard.
Out. Boy, I'm telling you, she is struggling big time. Right now, it's between her ears.
I thought it looked like she jerked her wrist forward a little bit on that one. Here's a shot from deep outside. No good. And rebounded, and we have a foul on the floor.
Bad pass.
24.
Bad pass coming out from Jaco. Control the basketball. You know, if you're bigs, here's the problem with both sides. Bigs, they're grabbing rebounds and wanting to get it out to the person they see streaking down the floor. You need to, bigs need to take your time, rebound the ball. You probably have a guard coming back to you, so look to give it to a guard closer to you.
Harlow and Moffitt have just checked out, and nice to the block there by Laster.
Harlow checked in for Enlow.
So Laster now has 8 points. It's 30-29 Jackets. Abel for 3. No good. Rebounded, though, by Jaco. Pump fake. Drive. Rose. Great move by Rose. That was a great move by Rose to do the ball fake and then drive on it. And we've got Harlow with a foul on Laster.
Well, nobody picked up Carter. Nobody knew who had Carter. She streaked right down the middle of the lane, kicked it to the left block to Laster. But the good news is Harlow's going to make Laster earn it from the foul line. She's a 4 of 9 from the line on the year.
First foul on Harlow. And these teams need to spend tomorrow at the free throw line.
Boy, pet peeve of mine, free throws.
That's only Franklin County's first missed free throw. I take that back. They're 4 for 5.
It's missed free throw after missed free throw after missed free throw. It's just killing me. Another one of them Skittles on the floor.
Well, the Jackets are just
abysmal.
Is there a worse word than that? That's pretty bad.
Who knows?
Abysmal is awfully bad. Laster hits the free throw. So she gets 1 to 2, and it's 32-29. Jackets with 31 seconds to go in the third quarter. Now it's a three-quarter court 1-2-2, and the Jackets break it. Here's Hudson. They try to come trap her. Rose gets the pass. Abel inside to Harlow. Turns and got fouled by Laster. A little up and under move by Harlow drew the foul.
Very good patience by.
She shot. She faked a shot, went underneath Laster, and forced the foul on Laster. Harlow's shot is no good. Boy,
man,
talk about a team struggling at the free throw line.
If Woodford winds up winning this ball game, Mac, it will not be because of the foul line. If they wind up losing the ball game, they'll go back and look right there at the free throw line.
Okay, the headline should be, "We won despite shooting abysmally from the free throw line." Harlow shot, and that's no good.
Wow. Jeez.
32-30, and it's not like they're barely missing.
Well, Harlow came in 3 of 5.
There have been some bricks put up there tonight. Oh, Talley with a long three, a little bit out of her range perhaps. Yes, but why did she shoot that? It was the end of the quarter. So at the end of 3 quarters, the Jackets clinging to a 2-point lead and trying to erase, Darren, what a 12 game losing streak to Franklin County tonight. 32-30 Jackets after 3 quarters.
But they trailed 23-15 at halftime, so they use a 17-7 third quarter to take the 2-point lead.
And we remarked that they scored the first 11 points of the second half and were able to take the lead.
Well, because they had better ball movement. They weren't checking the air in the basketball. I had a coach, by the way, want to pass along, get well wishes to Coach Ed Stepp, former coach of mine for about 5 years. Had an accident, fell and broke his shoulder and his elbow. Told him he's too old to be on ladders, but he doesn't listen to nobody.
What was he doing? Painting?
I have no painting, I would assume, but
cleaning gutters.
But he used to tell us. He said, "Boys, the basketball is round. It has air in it. And it comes off of a hardwood floor. It's going to come back up to you. So quit checking the air in the basketball. Pass. You can move the ball faster than a person can move by passing it."
Right. All right, so Woodford County comes back out with Hudson, Moffitt, Jayco, Rose, and Enlow. Last quarter. Here's Laster, back to Thacker. Jayco giving her some room.
Looks like Thacker now has a wrap on one of her fingers on her shooting hand she didn't have in the first half.
Jordan gets a pick, slides by, misses the shot. Enlow with her umpteenth rebound.
We say umpteenth because nobody's giving us stats here.
Well, I tell you what, I see how she got the record and how she decimated the record.
Every ball is hers because she thinks every rebound is hers. But right now she's an easy guard because she's standing still.
Jordan knocked that one out as Jayco made a dangerous pass out of the corner.
She was on the same side as the ball was on, standing at the elbow, and had trouble getting the pass because she was standing still.
Into Hudson, but she tried to go up against Laster and had her shot blocked.
That's a carry. Burnett got her hand up underneath the basketball. They're going to try to go inside the Laster, Mac.
They are. They're trying to draw a foul from Enlow, which would be her third if she picks it up. Almost 7 minutes to go. And Enlow got a finger or a hand on that one, but it ends up back in Franklin County's hands. Jordan loads up from the corner and hits the three.
Again, we have a player, instead of grabbing the basketball, waiting for traffic to clear. It's a 2 on the far side.
They give her a 2. Okay,
that
ties the game.
Toe was on the line.
32 all.
But again, Mike, grab the ball, let traffic clear instead of trying to dribble it out of traffic. Can't do that.
Tally's going to check out.
First time tonight she's taking a break. Here's that pressure, 2-2-1. Enlow in the middle.
And they release cross court. Hudson down low to Jayco, threw a bad pass as Thacker had the front side
and
position.
Nobody back.
Simpson on the drive, lays it in.
Nobody back, and then nobody spring back and stopping the ball.
And that puts Franklin County back on top. They center it to Enlow.
Look opposite.
Over to Moffitt for three, and this is short. Rebounded Jayco, blocked. Enlow, the carom, and she gets it. Delaney Enlow has 10 points, 5 field goals, 34 all.
Has at least 8 or 9 blocks.
Driving is Brunette. Here is Thacker. Into the circle. Ball almost deflected and stolen. Here's a shot by Simpson, and it's good. Simpson for 3, and Simpson has 2 field goals early in this period, and it's a 37-34 Franklin County lead. Back to the 2-2-1. Woodford County breaks it. Now they're going to trap Hudson. Hudson is in trouble. Has it knocked away. Thacker gets it. Up court to Simpson. Simpson, she lost it on the baseline. She took her eye off the ball, and the ball got away. She couldn't save it. Lost on the baseline.
Looked like she dribbled it off her foot.
I thought she took her eye off the ball there as she was trying to collect herself.
Well, she made the mistake after it caromed off her foot, tried to dribble it to control it before it went out of bounds instead of reaching down with both hands and grabbing it.
Rose in trouble. Boy, she's already spent a lot of time in
backcourt. Got to get it
across. Here. And they do as they throw the cross court to Hudson. Now she's going to be doubled in the corner and a timeout as Jackets bail out of that one.
That's where they want you to go, Mac, is right down there on the baseline or on the sideline where they can use the sideline as an extra defender. And Hudson ran right into it. Now, I will say this, although she played a ton of games a year ago as a freshman and played a few, on the varsity level as an 8th grader a couple of years ago. Problem is she's still learning. And Coach Joey Thacker is a great technician and teacher of traps. His teams do great jobs of trapping and funneling ball handlers to where they want them to go. You have to be smart with the basketball if your team's playing against Franklin County. How'd the clock go up to 50 minutes and 40 seconds? Wow, there, 5:04.
Yeah, I was planning on going home early tonight. If there's going to be 50 minutes left, don't know what I'm going to do. 37-34, Franklin County has retaken the lead after Woodford County had opened this second half with a surge that they went from 8 points behind to 3-4 points up.
Well, here's the thing. Woodford got into that situation where they were coming down and forcing up shots quickly instead of running their offense and getting the shots they got to get back into the ball game and eventually take the lead.
There's Rose. All
Good
the way
luck.
Cross court, in low at the free throw line. Swings it back over to Rose. Corner, Jaco tries to drive baseline, and she got pushed by Simpson.
Yep. Good drive by Jaco, but there was no way she was going to score from that point on the floor. So all Simpson's got to do, move her feet, put it on the end line.
We may not have a 1-and-1. Both teams have 4 team fouls in the second half.
Somebody said they ought to make the high school girls the way they do the college girls, 5 fouls in each quarter.
Hudson for 3. I thought that was going to drop, but it ends up being an air ball. And Franklin the other way. Reverse, Simpson for 3. It's off the back iron. Laster going for it, and recovered by Hudson. I was impressed by Laster there as she knocked it away from Enlow, and you don't usually do that.
Well, Enlow's got to get a touch.
Moffitt for 3, missed it, and Enlow's going to be called for an over the mat. And that'll be her 3rd.
Again, one pass and a shot, just like in the boys' game. Woodford falling into the same thing that them boys did. One pass and a shot. You can get that three-point shot anytime in your offensive possession.
And it's probably because they're pressing 2-2-1, and you go through it, you're heading toward the basket. You're attacking the basket if you break the press. And it's speeding up Woodford County's game. Rose stops at 3, and I know you didn't like that one, Darren, but she hit it.
She hits the shot. That's one of those as coach, no, and it goes and you say good. But you got to move the basketball.
Here's Simpson driving. She drops it in.
And then you give a drive right down the middle of the lane, right down the gut.
39-37. We have a timeout on the floor as Franklin County retakes that lead by 2 points. Somebody's going to end up with their first loss here tonight.
Yeah, we're going to watch that first basket by Rose. I didn't like that, Matt, because, again, it's a shot you can get any time. The good news is Rose made it. The bad news is down on the defensive end, a miscommunication, I think it was between Hudson and Rose. Nobody picks up Simpson. She gets in the lane and drops one in from about 8 feet.
So 3:52 time remaining in the ball game as this game now seems to be going back and forth. And I agree with you, Darren, that Woodford is rushing, and as I said before, I think it's the 2-2-1 that they're breaking with that long pass to the weak side, but when they attack the basket, I think that's overall it's speeding up their game.
Does.
And they're getting out of control.
I agree, that does, Mac, but I'm talking about when they get in the half court, they're not passing the ball. It's one pass and a shot, or you dribble and a shot. You got to move the ball. You'll get better shots, and they've gotten better shots when they've moved the ball around.
Enlow's not getting any touches.
No. Last 4 times down, she's not touched the ball one time.
It's not going inside.
When she tried to get a rebound on a missed shot, she got called for her 3rd foul.
Now they bring Enlow high against this 1-2-2. She's got it now. Hudson for 3. Missed it. Rebounded by Jaco. And out to Rose, and she missed it. Rebounded by Tally.
Rose doesn't square her shoulders. You notice that?
Tally's been out for a while.
And she's there. That's her right there with the basketball. Now they give it to Jordan. But
there's Jordan with it. 3:25 in the clock counting here. Franklin County by 2, 39-37. And coming to the block,
Yep,
and
good
Laverity is walking.
She didn't feel Jaco, and she turned and shuffled the feet. Sometimes as a defender, that's good when you don't have a body on your offensive player.
Woodford kind of got a little lost there on her. Into the middle and low, and swings it to the far side.
Penetrate.
In low in the middle, and through almost a bad pass out of bounds to Moffitt.
Tally reaching in. She just grabbed a hold
Well,
of Moffitt.
I tell you, Moffitt got that one hand up there and knocked it down.
I don't know how she had those long arms, just like her dad does. Her dad had those long arms that he could just reach out.
She did every bit of it that time.
And matter of fact, Jeff had some of the longest fingers I've ever seen, too. He just reach out and grab it.
A great defender. I think that's what made him Darren the player he was in his senior year. Is he was exceptional as an offensive player, but equally exceptional as a defensive player.
Yeah. And Moffitt now called for a walk, and Franklin County switched it up a little bit. They trapped, and then they denied the pass back to Rose, and Rose got to work a little harder. Don't go towards the ball when they're denying you. Go back door.
Franklin by 2. Tally drives, kicks it off, and going to the glass, and good is Laster.
Woodford's done a pretty decent job of doing that dribble handoff or that weave, defending it. That time they totally got lost.
Now it's Woodford down by 4. Hudson swings it far side, driving as Moffitt got it knocked away by Laster, but Laster got her on the arm. And
that's
Moffitt,
3 or 4.
Yep. So Laster picks up the foul, and Moffitt has got to shake off her woes at the free throw line tonight. She's 0 for 6.
And it's right now between her ears, Mac. That's where those shots being missed now are coming from.
0 for 7.
See? She's thinking about it, Mac.
Yeah. And I think she kind of leaned backward a little bit at the end of that shot.
And her teammates did exactly what they should do. Came in and said, it's okay. All 4 of them.
And finally, it goes down.
And sometimes when you're struggling shooting the ball, whether it be the foul line, the field, all you have to do to get going is to see that ball go through the net.
2:22, Franklin County by 3. Little weave out front. Tally faked a shot. Goes low to Laster, in low behind her. Kicks it back out to Simpson. Spins on Hudson, and Hudson, I think, went up and blocked it.
She didn't need to. Inlow standing right there, and Simpson's not going to get it over the 6 foot.
And so Hudson will pick up the foul.
Yeah, Hudson's got to understand who is back in the paint patrolling the area.
And so that will give Simpson 2 free throws here. First one's up, no good.
You know, for everything she did on the basketball floor last year, Delaney Inlow, you know what probably her biggest sports highlight was in 2016,
softball.
2017? A solo home run in the championship game against Scott County in the top of the 7th inning to win it for the Jackets.
Simpson gets 2 free throws.
And they said it was no doubt, too. They said it would clear the fence by about 30 feet.
Inlow inside, turns.
That's a foul.
Off the glass, she got it.
Thacker was hanging all over her arm and got away with a foul. That should have been a chance of the 3-point play for Inlow.
Delaney really put that hard up there, but it found its way into the basket.
We got a young man out on the floor. Mo, grab that kid.
It must be another Skittles. He was racing after a Skittles.
Yeah.
This is the Skittles game.
Mo, that's your grandson. Grab him. Daggone you, Mo Cole. My buddy Mo, but he looks exactly like him, too. You got to grow. If you're Woodford, you got to defend, and you got to defend good right now.
And they're 2 points down with 1:25 to go.
If you're Franklin County, you're in the bonus on the next Woodford County foul. But neither team shoots free throws very well, so.
Franklin County trying to drive and get a nose ahead of the defender.
Yeah, but if you're Woodford County, you don't want to foul Tally. Anybody else is okay, but you do not want to foul number 1.
It'll be hard to run this clock all the way down without turning it over. 1 minute left, but they've done it for about 40 seconds here.
You might want to foul Laster if she touches the basketball.
And
don't foul her.
There's Tally.
That's not who you want to
foul.
foul.
And Rose reaches and commits the foul.
It's not who you want to foul. She's 5 of 10 from the foul, or 5 to 8 from the foul line this year.
2 for 2 tonight.
So it makes her 7 of 10, so that's 70%.
42-40, Franklin County.
As a matter of fact, she had 2 of the biggest free throws last year.
Tally shot is no good. That was a 1-and-1.
I jinxed her.
That was a 1-and-1 and a big miss by a great shooter, and we got a timeout, Woodford County. The Jackets trailing by 2 with 42.6 seconds left on the clock. Now go to the bench, and they'll try to draw up a play here where they can score to tie or score to go ahead.
Well, Mac, right now, if you're Woodford County, you got to design something to go inside and try to get Delaney Enlow a touch. The problem is Franklin County's going to probably front her and have somebody behind her. So, and I'm not saying for help. I'm saying they're going to sandwich her. So now you got to find somebody else. Good ball movement.
Well, you got to put a shooter opposite.
Yes, you do. But Enlow's got to move too. She can't make herself easy to guard when it comes to the fronting and the player behind her. She's got to move to make herself a tougher guard. If you do that, you may catch her one-on-one and be able to pin somebody on her back and be able to take it up to the glass and hopefully put the ball in and maybe get an and-one chance. If you're Franklin County, you got to take the ball and try to keep it out of the post, out of Enlow's hands. That's first and foremost. But also to help to do that, you have to pressure the basketball.
Okay, we'll see what.
Now, what helps Woodford is they got
they look for here.
They've got 3 pretty good shooters from behind the arc in Moffitt, Rose, and Hudson.
And Hudson's probably been the hottest from behind the line tonight, or shooting the ball, period. Here's Rose trying to muscle her way through. She missed it. That was
but again, Enlow didn't get a touch.
That was a one-on-one move there, and it didn't come up with anything, and now we're at 26 seconds to go. Coach Steve Jaco, and Enlow comes all the way from the baseline to commit a foul.
That wasn't intentional. She ran up, fouled.
Coach Jaco wanted a foul. Nobody was going to foul, so Enlow came all the way from the baseline to foul.
Everybody was running away from her. You got to find, and that's who you want to go there. I think it's Jordan at the line. Jordan is 5 of 6 on the year. Not a lot of attempts because they've only played 2 games.
So Jordan, this is 1-and-1. It is good.
But now if you're Woodford, even though you're down 3, still a 1-possession game, you can still take it in on the block.
43-40. This is a big shot for Jordan. Bends and fires. It's good. 2 pressure-packed free throws by Emily Jordan.
But she's a senior. She's been there.
Puts Franklin County up by 4, and now the Jackets are down 2 possessions.
But here's the thing. You don't have to panic. You don't need a 3. You can go inside, but you got to go quickly to get it inside. If you got Enlow available one-on-one, give it to her.
I was really I don't know why the last time they had it, Rose just decided that she was going to do it herself.
Well, I looked at the bench as soon as the shot went up. The entire coaching staff, all the 3 assistants were down forward, leaning on with their elbows on their knees. They totally backed up, fell back in the chairs. Coach Jaco looked at them, threw his hands up. It didn't look like that the play went according to what he had drawn up in the huddle. Now, that being said, I like the aggressiveness of Peyton Rose. However, she has to understand she's got the best player on the floor in Delaney Enlow. Now, that's no offense to any other ladies, especially Kendall Talley. But you have to know that big girl down on the block for you has to get a touch in a game like this. If she's not able to get the shot off, she's able to look opposite and maybe see a good shooter spotting up for a 3 behind the arc.
All right, the Jackets down by 4. They've got to be in a hurry now. Up court to Moffitt, driving toward the hole, puts it up and good. And a timeout, Woodford County. Now the lead is down to 2.
Coach Thacker not happy with his defense because they let her go straight to the basket. Now, if you're Laster or somebody,
that happens so much. You don't want to foul, and so nobody steps up.
Well, here's the thing. You want to foul her, but you want to make it so hard that she can't get the ball up on the backboard. So I don't care if you got 4 fouls or not. You cannot let a player go straight line on the drive from midcourt all the way to the rim.
It only took 7 seconds.
A little less than that. So now you got to make sure if you're Woodford, you're gonna deny the ball in. If Franklin gets it in, you got to foul quickly. You'd rather Tally not get the basketball. Jordan's proved she can step up and hit a couple of threes in a pressure pack situation. Now you got to make sure that she doesn't touch the ball. Anybody else but those two girls, I think you got to let them. You got to make sure they get the ball, not Tally or Jordan.
You know, they've not been to the free throw line that many times tonight, and there's only been 2 misses.
Okay, Joey Thacker has made the decision. He's going to have Tally taking the ball out of bounds. So now you got to make sure Jordan doesn't get it, and then Tally doesn't get it back in.
There's Jordan with it, and boy, Enlow was too late.
My.
Enlow was too late arriving there, and Thacker came across, and Hudson fouled.
Actually, you know what? No, she wasn't too late. Guess what? The foul wasn't loud enough. That's what you got to make sure that you're going to give the foul there quickly. And Enlow tried to. The official deemed it wasn't hard enough to call a foul.
Okay, Thacker at the free throw line, her first trip tonight, and she got it.
She is 0 of 1 this year coming in, and now this is the big free throw right here.
And as you said, Darren, this is a team not only that has won 12 straight games against Woodford County, but went to the state finals.
Went to the semifinals 2 years ago, went to the championship game last year.
And they know how to nail games shut at the end.
Yeah, but one of the young ladies that led them to those two late game heroics is sitting over here behind the Franklin County bench in Rebecca Cook. Then you got Princess Stewart, who's playing collegiately somewhere. Malika Frank is playing down at Western Kentucky collegiately. Before that, 2 years ago, you got Anna Aristia and Deja Kilborn, who are playing collegiately at Georgetown College now. That's a lot of talent to lose in a couple of years and back-to-back years. Now, are they the best team in the 11th region? Not right now. They can be maybe by the end of the year if I know Joey Thacker. Scott County is definitely the number 1. I think Lafayette is the proven number 2. But let's think about all the young talent in this 11th region, Mac. Catholic was young. LCA was young. Woodford was young. Franklin County's young now.
All right.
It's going to be scary.
This could really make it difficult for Woodford County. Thacker's free throw is good. No problem.
Got to hurry.
It's 46-42. 7 seconds. 6, 5. Moffitt missed it. And Woodford will suffer its first defeat of the season.
And what did I tell you?
District opponent, Franklin County, and that'll be 13 straight for the Lady Flyers as they defeat Woodford County here tonight by a score of 46-42.
And it came down to what?
Free throw shooting.
Free throw shooting.
Franklin County won it at the free throw line, and I guess, Darren, you can say Woodford County lost it at the
Oh, they
free
did.
throw
I mean,
line.
no doubt about it, Mac. What were they by your count?
Let's see. Last time I checked, they were 3 out of 13. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. They shot 20 free throws and made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 20. Could that be?
Sounds right.
5 out of 20.
You miss 15 free throws. You lose by 4. And
that's where you lose it right there.
That's where you lost. I mean, right
there's
there,
no other place to lose it in a game like this. A 4-point game, and you miss 15 free throws. That's where the problem lies.
Well, somebody asked me, how can you start making players make free throws? Well, there's a couple of ways you can go about it. And, of course, we didn't have the three-point shot when I was in high school, so, we were forced to do more free throw shooting during pregame warm-ups, stuff like that, because points were, so hard to come by other than the free throw line. That's where you win games, besides defensively and rebounding. But what you need to do, and this is, I think every coach in America needs to do this, is you need to make sure that if you're scrimmaging or even going half-court scrimmaging and you work on blocking out along the free throw line and things, and you miss and you miss free throws, that player needs to immediately start running. Put them on the side and run some sprints. The only way to get through and make free throws and get through that mental hurdle is, best I know how, is make people run.
You got to put pressure on them somehow.
Yeah, you got to make them concentrate more. Make them concentrate. Say, okay, how do you get a kid to behave? You punish them. Well, when you punish them, it could be timeout. It could be a spank on the rear end. It could be taking away a car if it's a teenager. It could be taking away a cell phone, whatever.
It's the best you can simulate.
Yes.
The pressure in a game, the best you can simulate is punishment.
Make them run. Because if they don't hit free throws in practice, they're not going to hit free throws in the game because they're not paying attention to that. It is one of the finer details in basketball, and especially in the country. And I'm talking in a country where the game of basketball was invented and grown. American-born players, if you find, for the most part, a majority of them are not very good free throw shooters. You very rarely ever find, and this is not me saying this. If you don't believe me, go look at every stat, any stat you want at any level, high school, college, whether it be NCAA, 1, 2, or 3, or the NAIA, girls, boys, it doesn't matter. Go look at stats, and it'll prove out 9 times out of 10 there are a lot of worse free throw shooters that are American-born because they don't pay attention to that. American players like to be flashy. They like the three. They like to dunk. Foreign-born players, they pay attention to fundamentals. That's why these teams are starting to catch up to the United States in the Olympic Games and all that kind of stuff. So free throw shooting, Coach Jaco will look back at it. That's where this game was lost tonight. And the fact that Delaney Enlow didn't get enough touches. Even if she doesn't score, she's either going to get fouls and go to the line, or she's going to find somebody opposite of where the ball came into the post in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, how many times did we actually see the entry to the post tonight? It just didn't happen that much.
But then you tell – here's the thing with kids sometimes. You tell them, well, the ball's got to go into the post. It's got to go into her. Well, then they're going to try to force it in with 3 and 4 players around her. They have to understand the difference of getting the ball on the post with a good pass or a forced pass. That's hard for young players to comprehend. I don't know why that is. And it's not just male or female. It goes with both genders.
Leading scorer for Woodford County tonight was Delaney Enlow. She had 12 points. And also in double figures was Abby Hudson. She had 11 points, 2 3-point shots. Then we had 9 to Abby Moffitt, 6 to Peyton Rose, 4 to Nia Jaco, Kayla Harlow, Casey Abel, Nia Jaco. Oh, I said Jaco at 4. Abel and Hudson and Harlow played and did not score.
I think the Jackets only played 8, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Franklin County was led by 3 players in double digits. Laster had 11. Talley had 11. Thacker had 10. And then we had 9 for Simpson, 4 for Jordan, and 2 for Welsh.
Yeah, none bigger for those 10 for Thacker than the layup to give them the lead for good there in the fourth quarter, and then the 2 free throws there to ice the game for the Flyers.
And you're talking about how bad we shot. They were 11 out of 13 from the free throw line.
Yeah, and they came in shooting 59% from the foul line. So, Woodford, again, I mean, we're not being critical of them. It's just fact. You look, they missed 15 free throws of the 20 they shot tonight. There's the difference in the ball game. You hit half of those 15 free throws you miss, you win by 3.
Mm-hmm. But it's kind of funny how it rubs off. If a couple players miss some shots in a row, it just seems to rub off on the rest of the team.
Right.
And I think when we started shooting badly at first, I don't think anybody got up there with any confidence tonight and shot free throws.
Well, you look back, some of the best games in college basketball last year in the NCAA tournament. Kentucky beats a really good who they beat before they played Carolina? I can't remember. Wichita State. Why? Because they hit free throws down the stretch. They beat UCLA. before they played North Carolina. Why? Because they shot the ball so well from the free throw line, especially De'Aaron Fox. You have to hit free throws. There's no way around it. There's not any sugarcoating it. It is what it is. You got to stick free throws. If you don't, you get beat.
All right, so the final score tonight as Franklin County hands Woodford County its first loss of the season. It was the Franklin County girls now rising to 3-0, defeating Woodford County 46-42. The Lady Jackets go to 4-1 on the season. And, of course, as you know, Darren, this counts toward district seedings at the end of the year. And now
you want to talk to Coach Jaco, or you want me to?
You can.
Okay. Go ahead and complete your thought.
I did.
Okay. Well, we got Coach Steve Jaco getting ready to join us here. It's empty. It's empty, but it's also closed up. So
okay.
I know what I'm doing around the equipment.
There we go.
You have to give me your headset because we only have one.
Okay.
Or two, I should say. Right there. I got mine on. Come on, Calvert. We've been working so long together, you just assume I don't have a headset on. Coach Steve Jaco with us. And, Coach, real quickly, we talked about it yesterday a little bit when I was here. We talked about it a little bit this afternoon when I was here. It came to haunt you tonight, the free throw line. We have you down unofficially 5 of 20 from the foul line. You hit just 7 of those. You win by 3. It's got to be disheartening.
And how many of those were the first of one-on-one situations?
At least 4 or 5 there, especially in the second half.
You know, I think, and don't think we don't work on it, because we do. We spend a lot of time. We did a shoot-a-thon from the free throw line, and we had to shoot 50 one day and another day too, and we worked on it yesterday. You know, basically it's gotten in their heads, and then they've got to push that out. I mean, it's a mental thing. I think it's, you know, they're just saying, I can't miss it, instead of I'm going to hit it. And then once we get that through their heads, they're going to be fine. But, you know, our kids played hard tonight. I mean, we challenged them at halftime and told them that, I told them, I said, this quarter is ours. The first 5 minutes going to set the tone, and we came out on an 11-0 run and got ahead. And, it come down to, they started putting the pressure back out there, and we weren't attacking it. I think finally we started attacking it, getting the ball to, getting to the free throw line because they were fouling us and everything. But, the first half, we were able to get the ball inbounds inside the lane and had a good half. But what we've got to do is be able to attack against that pressure and beat it. And then if somebody shows up, be able to give it off to Delaney.
Yeah, the other thing, too, about that, Coach, is Delaney sometimes gets easy to guard because she doesn't work away from the ball. In other words, if the ball's on the right side, she doesn't go away from it and then come back and repost again. That's hard to teach a young player, first and foremost. But I also thought, too, your ball got stuck sometimes on the same side of the floor, and then you dribbled it a lot instead of passing. And when you did pass it, you got open looks.
Yeah, and that's a thing that we preach all the time. I mean, the ball travels faster in the air than it does in the hand. And, some things, we started the process as far as teaching the fundamentals. I think our man-to-man was pretty good, especially against their weave. We broke down a few times against it. But when we got Delaney down, it helps out. But, yes, we've got to penetrate and be able to kick that ball outside of it, and that's just fundamental stuff, and we've got to work harder at it for sure. Well,
I think it's coming, though. We saw some good things tonight, Mac and I did up here. But the one thing we want to tell our listeners out there and viewers, the thing is, Enloe still got a triple-double. Yeah. And she got it the hard way. It's usually rebounds, points, and assists at times. She got it with blocks. She had at least 10 tonight and caused a lot of problems defensively for Franklin County. But I thought sometimes your guards didn't rotate back on the opposite side when Enloe came to help on the ball side.
Yeah, and that's probably my fault. I probably stressed the shooters so much because they can shoot just about all of them can shoot the ball from outside. There's only like 1 or 2 you can halfway back off of, and I think I probably made them more conscious of it than what we should have, because we got to have that rotation on the backside, and especially when that situation happens. But it's a learning for us. I mean, hopefully that we'll build on this, and we will. We're still young. We're still, it's a whole new system that we put in here, and we played a system tonight that's been established and looked at the state championship last year. So, we're positive with them, and we just got to keep playing hard and keep getting better. We got West Yasmin, and we're going down to a great tournament down in Tennessee in Gatlinburg. So, look forward to playing them again, and we've got at least probably two more times to play them, and look forward to every one of them. It's a good game, and I hope the people got their feel of it. I wish we'd have hit a few more free throws.
Of course, you have West Jasper, as you mentioned, next week, and then over the Christmas break, you go to Gatlinburg for 1 week in a tournament, and you come back here to Central Kentucky, you go over to Garrett County for a tournament that's been a pretty good tournament for the last several years. But then you come right back and you go right back into district play. Now, let me ask you as a coach, somebody had texted me during the game, how tough is it to come in here as a new coach? You got some players established in a certain system, but looming in the future with young players, they look ahead a lot. You got not only a new district, but a new region. You know they're thinking about that. So how tough is it to get them to focus on that particular game you're getting ready for?
It gets difficult at times, but with the new system coming in, the girls are really, especially I'm proud of them man-to-man. I mean, they're trying their butts off, and I'm basically a man-to-man defensive coach. But it's tough. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's not, especially jumping into district play that quick. I mean, back in Region 1, we kind of eased into it a little bit. But, you deal with the cards you got, you play with the cards you dealt, and you do it. But, these are learning experiences. We're still young. You look at, we play 1 senior, 1 junior, and 3 sophomores, and we got 2 sophomores coming off the bench. So we're a young team. With the more experience, they're going to get better and better, and that's what we're looking forward to after Christmas and being able to make sure to establish ourselves in this region.
Now, I know you are familiar with the 11th region. It's tough from top to bottom, especially in the girls' side of things this year with all the youth that have been playing in the last couple of years. Coming from Graves County, you basically had to deal with Marshall County.
Yeah.
And you knew that was the team you're going to have to beat to go to the state tournament. What's it like for you as a coach after being out for a little while? But by the way, thank you for your service too, by the way.
Thank you.
As part of the U.S. Army. I'm very familiar with that because my brother's still in it.
Yes, sir.
But, how tough is that for you as a coach to come in knowing every night if you got an 11th region team on the opposite bench, how tough that the game is going to be?
Yeah, I mean, definitely in Region 1 outside of Murray, Marshall County, you had Callaway that was tough. And then you had some sleepers of the lower side of the house. But most of the time you had like 3 or 4 tough games inside, and the district usually wasn't that tough like it is here. So it's you got to bring your A game, and you've got to do the work. I mean, my scouting here is I'm going Monday night again. I mean, it's just constant because there's so many people seeing in many programs I don't know.
Right.
In Region 1, I knew what they were going to do pretty much. They may tweak this or that and here, and they knew what I was going to do, but I was willing to take that chance. And this is how we're going to play. And, we've got to do I've got to do a better job of getting prepared. But, yeah, that's tough not knowing the teams and seeing how they're going to play. And because I didn't have to scout that much, but now I'm on the road all the time.
Well, Coach, tough loss tonight, but your first loss tonight. But good news is with basketball, there's always tomorrow. Sometimes it comes the next day. Sometimes it comes 3 or 4 days away. But welcome here to Versailles. We appreciate you showing up here. We wanted, first off, Mac asked me, give us, our viewers out there real quick, how did you find out about this job, and what led you to apply?
I decided to retire. I've been out in the field in the military, out with troops and everything, and they moved me up to state headquarters and working behind a desk, and I hated it, and I love people. I missed coaching and everything, and I said, "The heck with it." I told him in January I was retiring in May. Knew Mark Evans, which is a good friend of mine. We played against him I don't know how many times. He came down to Graves and played, so we were just good friends. And I called Mark and said, "Mark, I'm fixing to get back in the game." He said, "All right." And luckily, Mr. Hawkins talked to Mark, and Mark was a big advocate. He got me in the door to get an interview, and fortunate enough for me that I impressed them enough, and I hope they're not dreading it, hating it now. But it was very fortunate to get this job, especially with a group of kids I got.
Yeah. Well, Coach, again, a tough loss, but again, you got West Jessamine on your next game, and I believe that comes up on Monday?
No, sir. It's next Thursday.
Next Thursday, okay. So almost 7 days from now. But welcome to Versailles. We're glad to have you, and we see some good things ahead of this ball club.
I hope so, and I would like to thank all the fans that came out tonight. These young ladies really appreciate it, and I know the boys did too, for coming out and supporting them. Please come back out. They play exciting basketball. Both teams do, and just come out to see them play and relish in it. Thank y'all very much for being here also.
Yeah, Coach Steve Jaco, the head coach of the Lady Yellow Jackets of Woodford County in his first season. And again, not only a heck of a basketball coach, Mac, but a guy who gave up a lot of his time to serve his country, as you heard. Then he said he got a desk job, and I've heard too many guys and women who have been out in the field go out and then go behind a desk with the military and say, this is not for me.
When you're a people person like him, that just doesn't mesh.
Yeah.
So he got back where he wants to be.
Yep. Mac, good being back on the air with you as we cut this away here. You want me to close it out for us?
Go ahead.
All right. I don't get to do it very often when I'm with you.
Go ahead.
It was a split between the boys and the girls tonight. Woodford County's boys winning the first game 55-54, and Franklin County's girls winning their 13th in a row against Woodford County here tonight in the nightcap by a score of 44-40. So for Matt Calvert on play-by-play for both games, William Warfield, the king of stream, our producer and cameraman tonight, Darren Douglas, saying so long from Versailles.